saya Nabhan Ma'arif dari kelas 10 IPA 4. Hansel and Gretel by the Grimm brothers. Hard by a great forest dwelt a very poor woodcutter in a tiny cottage with his two children Hansel and Gretel. His second wife often ill-treated the children and was forever nagging the woodcutter. There is not enough food in the house for us all. There are too many mouths to feed. We must get rid of the two brats. She declared, and she kept on trying to persuade her husband to abandon his children in the forest. Take them miles from home, so far that they can never find their way back. Maybe someone will find them and give them a home. The downcast woodcutter didn't know what to do. Hansel, who one evening had overheard his parents' conversation, comforted Gretel. Don't worry, if they leave us in the forest, we'll find the way home. He sighed, and slipping out of the house, he filled his pockets with little white pebbles, then went back to bed. All night long, the woodcutter wife harped and on at her husband till at dawn he led Hansel and Gretel away into the forest. But as they went into the depths of the trash, Hansel dropped a little white pebble here and there on the mossy green ground. At a certain point, the two children found they really were alone. The woodcutter had plucked up enough courage to desert them, had mumbled an excuse and was gone. Night fell, but the woodcutter did not return. Gretel began to sob bitterly. Hansel also felt scared, but he tried to hide his feeling and comfort his sister. Don't cry. Trust me, I swear I'll take you home even if father doesn't come back for us. Luckily, the moon was full that night, and Hansel waited till its cold like filtered through the stress. Now give me your hand, he said. We'll get home safely. You see the tiny white pebbles gleamed in the moonlight, and the children found their way home. They crept through a half-open window with, without wakening their parents, all tired but thankful to be home again. They slipped into bed. Next day, when their stepmother discovered that Hansel and Gretel had returned, she went into a rage, stifling her anger in front of the children. She locked her bedroom door, reproaching her husband for failing to carry out her orders. The weak woodcutter protested, thrown as he was between shame and fear of disobeying his cruel wife. The Viking stepmother kept Hansel and Gretel under lock and key all day with nothing for a night. For, for supper but a sip of water and some hard bread all night. Husband and wife quarreled and when dawn came, the woodcutter led the children out into the forest. Hansel, however, had not eaten his bread and asked and a little later, hungry and impatient, she went on run and see if the oven is hot now. Gretel returned whimpering, I can't tell if it is hot enough or not. Angrily, the witch screamed at the little girl. A zealous child, I'll right, I'll see for myself. But when the witch bent down to peer inside the oven and check the head, Gretel gave her a tremendous push and slammed the oven door shut. The witch had come to a fit and proper, and Gretel ran to set her brother free. Then they stayed for several days to eat some more of the house till they discovered amongst the witch belongings a hang coconuts egg. Inside lay a casket of gold coins. The witch is now born to a childer, said Hansel. So we'll take this treasure with us. They filled a large basket with food and set off into the forest to search for the way home. This time luck was with them, and on the second day they saw their father come out of the house towards them, weeping. Your stepmother is dead. Come home with him now, my dear children. The two children hugged the woodcutter, and they all lived happily together ever after. This. What is narrative text? Narrative text is a story with complication or problematic events and is tries to find the resolutions to solve the problem. An important part of narrative text is the narrative mode, the set of methods as to communicate the narrative through a process narration. Uh, what is the structure of narrative text? Narrative text structure as a story structure that includes story element such as setting, character, conflict, plot, rising action, climax, feeling action, and resolution. That the text might be a narrative text type of oral text as choral reading of have student follow as you read. What is the purpose of narrative text? The purpose of narrative text is to entertain the reader or present a story. For example, a fairy tale is a narrative text structure. Narrative text structure should be easy to remember because the structure follows a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. What are the example of narrative text? Example of narrative text: one, a countryman and a snake to a little girl in a village. Three, a man and a parrot who dropped the little white pebbles here and there on the mossy green ground. The one who dropped the small white pebble was Hansel, who treats children harshly and always called the woodcutter, who treats children harshly, is his second wife, who cheers up Gretel. The one comforting Gretel is Hansel, who sneaked out to fill the pockets with white pebbles. The one who slipped out to fill the pockets with white pebbles was Hansel, who are the character in the narrative story. Hansel, Gretel, Woodcutter, and with second wife.